Hi everyone. Today I want to talk about a new feature that Lightroom Classic introduced a couple of months ago when it came out, and that is the range mask feature that you can use within the Radial filter or the graduated filter. So on this particular morning, the cows were out, and obviously it was cold because there's steam coming out of their nostrils. You can see it quite well on this heifer here, but over here you cannot see it nearly as well. And I want to enhance this so the viewer knows exactly what's going on here. So I'm going to use the Radial filter, and I've already set my settings. I was working with it earlier to lighten their faces a bit and such. So I've got exposure up 25, highlights plus 44, whites plus 37, and clarity plus 22. And I've also inverted that so that I am working within the circle rather than on the outside. So I'll start by identifying this area here. And I think that's about right. That encompasses everything. And if I turn on the selected mask overlay, Lightroom shows me that everything within that circle will be affected. I do not want the blacks affected. I only want that steam area affected. So I'm going to come over here and engage the range mask. So I click on the double arrows here and I go to Luminance. It gives me these sliders, range with a line and then 0 to 100. On the range line here, the left part shows the darks or affects the darks, and the right is the lights, just like a histogram. So I don't want the darks affected, I only want the lights affected. So I'm going to remove the arrow from the dark, and you can see with the mask overlay engaged that now Lightroom is only going to focus on the light area. It has removed it from the dark area here. So I'm going to turn off the overlay so I can actually see the white of the steam and adjust a little further. I'm going to bump up the highlights a little more and the whites a bit more, and even the exposure, because I want it obvious and I want it noticeable. Now there's a little area here that is sun on the ground in the background, and I don't really want that to show or be affected or lightened. And I know that Lightroom probably has chosen it. It absolutely has. So I'm going to go up here to the brush, click on that, go to erase, click on that. I've got it at 100% because I don't want it on there at all. And I'm just going to take it off this little area right here. Okay. And that should take care of that. So now it's returned to its former self. So there is the after and there's the before. So you can see that Lightroom has done a nice job of just enhancing the steam area. Now there's another area here that I want to enhance as well. So I'm going to go up here to the Radial filter, and just below that click New, and Lightroom gives me a new Radial filter, but it's retained the settings from before. So it also has removed the range mask though. So I need to go back and engage the area that I want affected. Let's see, pull that down a little. There. I think that looks pretty good. And again, I'm going to show the selected mask overlay so you can see the entire circle is filled, but now I can engage the range mask, Luminance, pulling it down out of the blacks and keeping it only in the white area, turning off the mask overlay and checking to see how much white I really want that steam area to have, how noticeable it should be. It doesn't need to be as bright as this one. That wouldn't be quite right because you can obviously see the sun here, and that looks pretty good. I bumped up the exposure a little more and the whites a little more, and I think that looks good. So I'm going to turn that off, and there are the cows. Side by side, you can see this is much more enhanced, and this is where we started. I hope you'll give that feature, the range mask, a try in the radial filter or the graduated filter. It works essentially the same way, and you can erase anything that you don't want affected. It's really powerful, so I hope you'll use it. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.